How we wanted our second to last deadlift to go, guys. 242.5, moving like that. Not good. So yeah, haven't talked to coach about the session yet, but he will likely probably just say exactly what I'm thinking, which is just like reassurance of like justification for why 242 moved that shit. So just for a little bit of backstory, guys, I drove down from Auckland to Hawke's Bay last night, so that was a 6-hour drive. I also worked yesterday and got up at 5, whatever, had to move out of Auckland, move all my stuff to Hawke's Bay. So a lot of moving, a lot of sitting down in the car, irregular eating, poor sleep, blah blah blah, excuses. But sometimes in powerlifting there are reasons for why the weight moved that way. Wow, that's sorry, my bad. We kind of have an idea of why it moved that shit, but what that means is, ideally, for our last deadlift single, we'll do at least 250, 252, hell, maybe even like 255, maybe. Unlikely, but because of that, it's most likely that I'll be doing 250, if I had to guess. Just because it doesn't really matter what I do in my peak deadlift session, just so the main thing is that I don't overshoot or do something too heavy. So if I do like a peak, I only have like 1 week. So from my peak deadlift, I usually only have a week until the comp. So if I max out too much on deads, then usually I don't do as well as if I try and save a bit for the day. So hence why I did 250 deadlift before nationals, and then I pulled 255. So it's the idea of saving a bit in the tank and not going all out. So ideally, if I pull a little bit more than 250 in training for my peak, then I'll do a little bit more than 255 on the day. But just because of that, 242.5. It'll really we'll see how the warm-ups go next week for the deads. But it's going to be leaning towards 250, and then it's okay because we pull more on the day, hopefully. So yeah, a couple of reasons for why it moved that way, and as well as those excuses, that bar is a lot more bendy. So what that means is you can pull more slack out of it, and if you go back to the single I do, my hips rise a lot before the final bit of slack comes out of that bar and then it comes off the ground. So that kind of amount of force that I put into the bar with an Alico bar, which is a competition bar, it would come off, the slack would be gone by then, but because this bar is more bendy, essentially it's just different slack pulls that I'm not used to. So again, another excuse is what it is. From here we're going to go and eat up, recover, get a good sleep. We're flying down to Christchurch tomorrow for our peak week in Christchurch, so head down there, that'll be nice. Just try and dial everything in now that I don't have work and I won't be getting up at 5:20. Anyway, there's a little bit of backstory to the build up to that session. So yeah, sharing the highs and lows with you guys. But otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video at Atlas, baby. Let's go.